must be wintertime. It gets dark so early. But anyways, thanks for joining me. And in this video, we're going to be talking about not only the Subaru, but also the Civic. But first off, I do have to apologize, but let me explain. So in the Honda Civic Type R reveal video, I showed you that I bought a new car, but I never mentioned anything about the Subaru. So that caused some of you to assume that I sold the Subaru. Let me tell you right now, the Subaru is not going anywhere. I've invested a lot of time and money in the Subaru, and I still have a whole bunch of more parts to install on it. And that's going to be pretty cool. Stay tuned for that. But overall, let me just tell you this right now, that the Subaru is not going to go anywhere for a while. This car will still be the main car on the channel. Also, I did mention, I think this is probably led to some of you to believe that I'm getting rid of the Subaru, that I said I will be parting out the Subaru. Well, that is true. I will be parting out some parts in order to make room for the new parts that I have yet to install. As you can see behind there, I have an ETS front mount intercooler. I can only run one front mount intercooler, so one of them has to go. So that's my reasoning, or that's the reason why I said I'm parting out some of the parts. All right, let me turn on the heat because it's freaking cold in here. Had to close the garage. But continuing on, let me just say one thing about the Civic Type R and the styling. I understand that's not everybody's cup of tea. I totally get that. There are things about the Civic Type R I don't like myself, just as there's things about the STI that I don't like. But in a future video, I will say that I will be reviewing both cars, and my value proposition to you guys is that I will be upfront and honest when it comes to these two cars, because I know maybe there's some of you out there that may have cross-shopped or in the process of buying one of these cars, and you guys want to know the honest truth. Since I have access to both of them, and I will be driving both of them, once I get more time behind the wheel of the Civic Type R, I will be telling you guys the honest truth about both cars, so stay tuned for that. All right, let me just have a seat right here and let's have a little chat. So some of you guys have asked, what are the plans for the Civic Type R? Well, if you guys know me, or for those that know me very well, if I'm going to buy a performance car, you damn right well know that I am going to be taking that car to the track. We also have parts that are going to be on the way. They're not made yet. Some of those parts are on back order, but big shout out to PRL Motorsports for coming on board with the build and supporting the channel. Much appreciated. We will be installing those parts and getting them dyno tuned, and from what I'm seeing online, that the Civic Type R is making very good numbers with some minor bolt-ons. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you guys saw in the reveal video, we have a Civic Type R. To be perfectly honest with you, I've only driven this car twice, but we got my man Jeff over here. He is going to drive the Civic Type R. You know, we're a little bit on the husky side, and you guys know the Type R has, you know, these nice supportive seats. So we'll see if, you know, Jeff fits in there, because I don't know, maybe, you know, you're a husky guy, because there's 5 levels of fat, right?
The original 5 levels are big, healthy, husky, fluffy, and damn!
Anyways, we'll see if Jeff fits in there, but once we go in there, we're gonna go for a drive. And if you guys don't know, he's the type of guy who's gonna tell you how he really feels. He's not gonna sugarcoat it, so.
Damn!
Let's see if you fit in these nice, tight bucket seats.
It's, there's definitely snug, but, I fit. I wouldn't, I don't know how I feel yet about doing a, like, cross-country road trip in it until we drive it a little bit, but the side bolsters here are actually really good. The lower bolsters are a bit much for me, but I could daily drive it, not a problem. It looks, I mean, the seats are really comfy, especially, it's got a decent amount, I wouldn't say lumbar support, but it's the right shape in the back. I like all the Alcantara here on the center console. Looks good. It's got a big ass center console with sliding trays in here, and you could fit a damn big gulp in here. Like, look how deep that is right there. It's almost up to my elbow with the cup holder in the very bottom. USB ports and everything slides around. Much more functional than any Subaru center console I've seen. So even more so than the Outback. It's deeper than the Outback center console. So far, it looks real good in here.
So a big guy can fit in here.
Definitely, yeah. But I mean, it's got the same fake carbon fiber that Subarus do. That's nothing new. A lot of car manufacturers are doing that. So I do like the more smooth layout of the buttons here. It's all more flush. The shifter feels a lot better. It is still a cable shifter, just like in the WRX, but it feels a lot smoother. A lot more. Let's see. Like, I know in my WRX the stock shifter was kind of gritty and not really notchy and stuff, and this is a lot smoother than that is. It feels good. The one thing I'll say I don't like also on the inside is the electronic parking brake. I hate it.
Yeah.
I got one in the Outback.
That's right. Yeah.
It sucks, and it's just more stuff to break. So, but besides that, it looks pretty good in here.
Yeah. So just know, I forgot to tell you, there's different settings. There's comfort, sport. Sport's the default. So we tried in comfort first.
Yeah,
See how it rides.
Definitely has a pretty tight turning radius. Does have a pretty high release on the clutch there. It's been quite a while since I've driven a stock suspension WRX STI, but it does feel about on par with a stock WRX STI as far as ride comfort. That's one thing the WRX STI does not have is selectable modes for suspension and all that.
Yeah, that is true. Well, the STI does have, like, what do you call it, the SI drive. Right?
True, yeah.
But all it really does is change your throttle input sensitivity.
Yep.
Which really doesn't do much.
No. I do like the auto rev match on downshifts.
Yeah.
That's very nice. And it definitely sounds better than a stock WRX does.
Yeah.
100%.
See, my thing is, though, comparing this to, like, the STI, like, it doesn't feel as raw.
No, it
as, like,
doesn't.
the STI. You know, it just feels more modern, more digital.
Yep.
Where, of course, you know, the STI is more of like a 90s carless, right?
It is, yeah.
90s car feel, you know. And this feels totally different than that. And, you know, I'm not saying that it feels bad. Like an Integra Type R from the 90s feels more raw than this.
Yep.
Not like where the STI has that mechanical feel that you just can't get in modern cars.
Yeah.
But this feels good in a different way.
Yes, it does. Hopefully this Jeep turns left. No, fuck it, I'll go before the Jeep.
Fuck, you got it. All right, let's switch it to R mode. You're in comfort mode right now. So switch it to R. So you gotta give it a second. There you go. I don't know if the steering wheel probably will feel heavier.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Damn. Really feels a lot faster from the passenger seat.
And it definitely feels quite a bit quicker than a stock WRX or an STI.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I haven't really rung it out myself yet, dude. I haven't, man.
Let's try it from 20.
Oh, wheel hop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Much faster than a stock STI or WRX.
You know you're gonna get raped for saying that.
That's okay. It's true.
All right, don't flip the throttle, just downshift.
Yep.
Auto revs
It
match.
does have auto rev match, which is very nice. Oh wow. It's definitely much flatter in the corners, even though we didn't take that corner that hard.
No.
It's flatter in the corners than either a WRX or an STI. I got in at 20 in second gear there, and we did get some wheel hop when we got up in the RPMs a little bit, but the roads are wet, and it's not the best road surface here, so it's not really blaming that on the car. If it was dry, I highly doubt that it would have done that.
But you have to admit, if we were in an all-wheel drive car, we wouldn't have that issue with
No, we
wheel
wouldn't.
spin. Right? That's the only thing.
Yeah. Especially, you know, around this area, the roads are going to be wet 90% of the time. So that is definitely an upside to an all-wheel drive car. Is you're not going to have to deal with any sort of wheel hop or traction issues doing pulls like that unless you're much higher horsepower. Breaking traction a little bit there coming out of the corner, but you know, again, it's wet.
Yeah, that's wet.
But it still didn't really have an issue, you know, getting the car going.
Yeah.
There's just a tiny bit, little bit of wheel slip there.
Yeah, I felt the traction breaking up a little bit. Like I said, we don't have that issue with all-wheel drive, but you know, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
You know, with a front-wheel drive car.
But I mean, it's definitely, I can already tell the tires that are on this are much better than stock tires that come on WRX or STI. Those Dunlops are trash.
Oh yeah.
So are the Yokohamas that come on the STI.
Yeah. So people says it doesn't really feel like a traditional front-wheel drive car.
It definitely doesn't, no.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, because I've got that 06 Civic, and when it's wet out on these same roads, if I punch it with the little engines and that, it still breaks the tires loose.
Yeah, that's right. You do own a Civic too.
I do. It holds the road pretty well.
Yeah. It wasn't understeering like a typical front-wheel drive car
Nothing.
would be. So
We got zero understeer out of it, and I'm sure you could get some understeer if you really want to. Maybe you're out in a parking lot or something like that.
well, yeah. I mean,
It's
you can do it in a Subaru. Man.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
Subaru's
true.
gonna understeer too.
I mean, my WRX is, you try and do donuts in the parking lot, you're just getting understeer all day long.
You get a little too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but even on the, what are we in, R mode or whatever it is,
Yeah.
even on, you know, the rough road like this, it's still, it's smooth going over the bumps in the rough road we got here.
Yeah.
It's still comfortable enough to, you could leave it in this mode and daily drive it. Not a problem.
Yeah, even in our mode, comfort mode, definitely.
Yeah.
And look, it still says we're getting 27 miles a gallon.
So I think it was definitely handles much better than a stock WRX or STI. That's for sure. Especially to an extent. If it was more wet or raining or snowing or, you know, freezing temperatures with the proper tires on WRX STI, obviously it's going to handle much better than this. But
overall, it can match the performance of a WRX and STI, you know, pretty much in the twisties in a dry road.
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially stock for stock.
Yeah.
If I was going to keep one car completely stock, it would, I would have a Type R.
You know, and if you were to ask me that same question, like me personally, you know, I
Yep.
would have laughed at it. I was like, there's no way a Type R can handle that, you know, as good as a STI or
Yeah.
WRX. But, you know, my perspective has changed ever since driving the
Yep.
Type R. But anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later. Peace out, guys.
See ya.
Peace out, Jeff.